Now that Simone has a profile set up, she's going to register for the conference. This and any other interactions she has with the Cobalt Association will be tracked against her profile in the database for the Cobalt Association to report against and act on. Here she can see what registration options are available. She will only see the options applicable to her. This is because your staff determine ahead of time what types of users should see which registration options. So, because Simone has an address in Canada, she sees the International User Track. Your staff can also predetermine when options are available, so Simone sees registration options for today, but if she'd gone to register last month, she would have seen an early bird option instead. She can download this to her calendar with the Download iCal button as a reminder to register later, or she can register now. Simone is registering herself today, but I wanted to show you that group and proxy registrations are also options. First things first, Simone needs to choose her track. This selection will determine what information she fills out after this as part of her registration. Now Simone submits some information based on the track she chose. These questions are set up by staff in the back end. Within minutes, you can set up pages, sections, and required or optional questions in different formats, like free text or option set fields. Your staff can also set up what we call field mapping, so that some fields are pre-filled with information based on what's already in the database. Because of this, the registration form is suggesting that Simone use her first name on her badge, but she can change it if she wants to, and that change will map back to her registration record in the database. Your staff can also enter what validation messages should be for required fields, so end users like Simone understand what information they need to provide. Next, Simone is presented with session options. Sessions can have fees associated with them, or not, it's up to you. Simone is going to register for both of the sessions on the first day. Earlier, Simone answered track-specific questions. Now, the Cobalt Association could require her to answer additional session-specific questions, but for demo purposes, we're going to keep this process relatively simple and proceed to the registration summary. Here I can see a summary of Simone's registration, her track, her sessions, and her fees. If anything needs to be corrected, she can just hit Edit to go back. And if she has a coupon, she can enter it here. We'll see a little later what that looks like. But before she goes and pays for her registration, she sees this yellow message at the top of the page telling her that the sessions she's registered for are conflicting. From here, she could go back and edit her session registrations, but Simone wants to register for both because she's going to attend the first half of one and the second half of the other. Before she can continue, she must acknowledge the conflict by checking this box. She reviews all of her registration information together and decides to pay. Simone is prompted for her credit card information. This information will be sent to your payment processor. Simone has the option to save this card to her profile. Every time she pays for something, she'll have this option and can always go back and update the cards on her profile. Meanwhile, her credit card information is never saved to the database. Cobalt Membership Dynamics sends the credit card info to the processor and then uses a token rather than the credit card details to exchange transaction information with the processor. She can enter a billing address specific to this credit card or select an address from her profile. Here, Simone confirms the payment information looks correct. Yes, this aligns with her credit card info. And here she sees her receipt. She will receive an email with this information and can access it at any time on the website. This information is all in the staff interface as well, so if she calls the Cobalt Association, they can send the information to her or encourage self-service by directing her to the website. And now she's all set for the conference. All the information end users like Simone entered during meeting registration exists in the database for you to report and act on.